Hello.
Hello, back again. So, we've been in the studio and we recorded Chump, which was quite an unusual, difficult experience.
Yeah.
We had to go through two different sessions. We tried two different ways of recording. We tried to do it all singularly and individual. And you went back and tried to you went back and tried to do your drums separate from the rest of the music, and it all went to rat shit.
Yeah, because we tried doing it to a click, but then we were just, as soon as we got there, we couldn't remember how fast we were meant to do the song, and then we couldn't remember the basic. Well, I couldn't remember the basic structure because without the guitar to signal certain parts of it, just went to shit.
Yeah, it was really awkward, and it didn't come out right at all.
No.
And then so we had to go back for a separate session.
It was a couple of weeks later or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or was it even months?
No, it was about 2 weeks later. We had to go back and we essentially did it live all together, and I think that worked a lot better for us.
Yeah. I would have preferred it a little tad faster. That's my only real criticism of it.
I went and did a couple of. I redid the vocals over the top, but that was about it, and we did it in less than half a day.
Yeah, it was a lot quicker. We got the drums down second time, and the guitars really was it first time or something?
Yeah.
And just I think you might have double tracked something. But
the main problem that we had in general was getting the sound of it right when it was getting mixed. It's kind of not what we thinking what it usually sounds like.
That was the longest part, discussing it with them to try and get the sound that we in our heads were hearing and what we heard in practice, and getting that on the CD.
So my guitar wasn't in the verses. My guitar wasn't the right sound. It wasn't. Didn't sound anything like it does. And your bass in it didn't really.
Wasn't there.
Yeah.
No, and then when it was turned up, it sounded a bit farty.
But that was just because it was nothing wrong with their mix. There's nothing wrong with what they were doing. Everything they were doing was really good. But the sound that we wanted and what we expected was different. And I think we've experienced that, we're in a better position to say, right, this is what we need to do. This is where we need to tweak it. Need a bit more snare coming through. And it made us really sit down and listen to other music and say, right, hang on, Foo Fighters, Nirvana, you have the drums that little bit louder in the mix, just underneath the vocals sometimes, and really kicking through, and that's what we wanted in our next release.
But we still had to, even though we didn't really like the mix that we got, but we still had to release it because we didn't have any other recordings
of
any of the songs. We needed recordings to get gigs, so it was kind of a catch-22 situation. We had to release it, and we had to get it. So we kind of had to settle, which is not really the best thing in the world, but
it's kind of in the end.
It's kind of the only option we had. So moving on, we did the video. And that was that was a learning process in a lot of ways. The prior planning to that was a bit piss poor, to be honest.
It was a clusterfuck if we're going to be talking.
Yeah, it was a train wreck.
But I'm glad it was, because the thing is, it's better to all go wrong, and then you say, right, this is why it went wrong. And we sat down properly and you said, it was shit because of this, this and this.
Yeah, we had
what could we have done better? What could have they done better? Could we have communicated better with them in that respect as well? And we could have done a lot more ourselves.
We totally had to change the storyboard on the day. We put a call out. We did quite a bit. We put posters out. We did flyers. We were postering and flyering like a month before the video shoot, and we put stuff up on Facebook and on different Facebook groups as well, saying that basically we were putting on a free gig essentially.
Coastline paid money to Facebook to advertise it, I think, as well. They put some money. They lost some money on it. Sadly.
Well, they lost money on the rental of the van because they transport a full PA and lighting rig for the video.
Because we with hindsight, we could have maybe used a different venue for that because it was just basically a blank canvas.
We got the venue for nothing, which was all right. Yeah. But
in all fairness, it was upstairs in a Mexican restaurant next door to people who were eating family meals.
Yeah. So we were a bit apprehensive of that. We had to walk through the restaurant with some of the gear, and
it was weird because there was a gig going on downstairs. But it was just, we got another band into play, and
they were really good.
There was pretty much nobody there. Nobody turned out, so
Village Green, that was the band.
We had to change the video on the fly, which was quite awkward. And the guys who did it for us, Dave and Paul, were really they're really sharp with like working on it in the circumstances. The track as well. Andy forgot to bring the track.
So we had my phone plugged into the PA, and that sounded awful.
Yes.
So I'm trying to mime the drums to this track through the PA and try and make it look real. Yeah, and I think he deliberately missed out where I hit the cymbals because it was just like, as soon as I hit that cymbal, I'm not going to be able to hear it.
And when we were doing other parts of the footage where we were sat down, we were trying to we shot that with the song being played through a phone. So it was just it was like a massive train wreck, to be honest. But we still got a video out of it, and the guys did it for us for nothing, which was really cool. And it was a good. I think it was a good video. It was unusual because like none of us had ever done anything like that before. So like the whole miming thing, obviously you have to mime on a video, and that was just a bit. That was weird. Really... The high point was Mossop falling off the stage, which was epically good.
A video of me falling off the stage has had more hits than anything else we've ever done.
Yes.
Put together, pretty much.
Yeah, but it's mint. You should definitely check that out. But it was weird, like having to mime and kind of act, especially when it was playing live. Doing the playing and miming wasn't too bad, but when we were doing the verses sat on the couch, that was a bit. That was a bit like.
I felt we were a bit more natural sitting there on the sofa, and it kind of represented us as people well because we're just idiots, and you watch it and you're just like, who are they? So
I think if we learned anything from the whole experience, it was we got offered this opportunity. Oh, we've got a video and a single release, and we just decided to go with it without really thinking it through. We
didn't plan it properly.
We were trying to almost run before we could walk.
Yeah. We should have had a fan base before.
Now we're getting into a better position to do stuff because we're getting a following and things are starting to move in the right direction, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. We should definitely plan things a lot better. And have backups and contingencies.
Yeah, when you got no fans, don't do a music video and expect people to turn up. I think it's probably the moral of the story.
Yeah, just do something maybe in a.
No fans in a sketchy single does not equal a good music video.
Yeah, but we did manage to get radio play out of this, so it wasn't completely all bad. We got quite a bit of radio play online, and we got played on FM radio as well. So that was pretty cool.
It wasn't all bad. That's the thing. We got gigs out of it. We got exposure. So
Andy did some good graph for us on getting the radio play. So that was really cool. So yeah, that's where that is at the moment. So we'll give you an update in the next episode of what's happening next. Layers potatoes.